Hi guys, welcome to our new TV Zealots. My name is Denise and my partner in crime is Mary. Tonight we're here talking about Star Trek Discovery, episode 2 of season 2, The New Eden. Mary, say hi.
Hi, so glad that you are here watching Star Trek with us. Be sure to like this video. We are going to just jump right into it. Denise and I are just talking about it, and this episode was the Trekkiest Star Trek. It was amazing. And what was that you had said, Denise? I thought it was funny.
Oh, well, I'm Star Trek, The New Generation. So when he was like, set your faces and stuff, I actually screamed. I was like, yes! So,
Yes.
I'm going to rein it in a little bit now, but it was great.
Isn't Captain Pike just the best?
Yes, I absolutely love him.
Yeah, I ship him with myself right now. Just kidding. I do want to point out my tweet from last week, the first episode, brother, where I said, if Captain Pike makes eye contact with you for longer than 6 seconds, you get pregnant. Those are the rules. Sorry, I don't make the rules. So anyway, the episode starts with Pike and Burnham talking, and she's showing Spock's last transmission from the very end of the last episode. And, she's like, he saw these 7 bursts weeks before everyone else did. And Captain Pike was like, so since we're being truthful with each other, Spock is not actually on leave. He is gone, but he is in a psych ward. And Michael is like, what? You go notify the family? Like, nobody knows what is up? And he's like, he didn't want anyone to know, like, he's going in for treatment or whatever. So I'm thinking this episode is literally, not this episode, I think season 2, most of season 2 is going to be the search for Spock. I don't think we're going to see him for at least 3 or 4 more episodes.
Yeah.
So anyway, and he was like, anything you want to tell me? Let's be honest with each other. And she's about to tell him about seeing the angel. She's like, just wanted to say thanks.
She second guessed herself. I was hoping she was going to be honest, but then
yeah,
it's like, I don't know yet. You
right?
knew.
Well, yeah, we don't know him.
It's like, he might think I'm crazy, send me out a mission.
Exactly. And speaking of missions, I'm starting to think that these red bursts are sending them on some kind of mission. Every red burst, well, this is only the 2nd out of 7, but the first one, they couldn't find the red burst, and they found the Hiawatha full of people that were close to death and that needed saving. The second red burst shows up on their long-range sensors, and it sends them to a planet that is class M, which means breathable, and it has humans on it. But these humans have been there since the Third World War, 2053 or whatever?
Yeah.
Whenever Star Trek Insurrection, whenever Star Trek Insurrection was not Insurrection, First Contact was supposed to happen. That was that moment in time. And they're like, how did they get here? Like, the Discovery had to jump with a spore drive to get there. It was that far away with their warp capabilities. And so they just find this little, and that's the thing. They have to go onto the surface, which is Denise's favorite thing, because Next Generation, they always have an away party. And so, yeah, Set Your Face was just done. That was so cute.
Man, it just took me back. I was like, yes, Have I said I love him as Pike? Like,
he's awesome. And I'm really glad that they picked someone that was not Stamets or Saru or Tilly to go on the away mission with Pike and Burnham. They're starting to use more of the bridge crew. So they take Joanna. I'm going to mess up her last name, but I think it's Owakashun. I think I'm close, but I know her first name is Joanna. Definitely sounds like a Nigerian name. So they go in there and they're like, whoa, this is a church, but it has literally like all of the religions represented. And so they meet Jacob. He's like, why aren't you guys working? They're like, oh, we're from the north. Like, how did that work?
I'm like, I wasn't ready. I was like, he couldn't think of nothing else to say. He was like, yeah, the north. I mean, what?
Yeah, they're like, oh, okay, sure. Yeah, that checks out. Like, okay. And so they meet the council, the All Mother. I guess she's like their spiritual guide, and she tells them of the history of how they got there. It was again the middle of World War III, and I guess they're a group of refugees and soldiers. They had all taken refuge inside of this church, and an angel, oh my God, shows up, and a light encompasses the church, and boom, they are in the Beta Quadrant. So they have made a life for themselves over the last 200 years with no power and no technology, and have just passed down this story over the generations. That was amazing. Like, what would a colony of Earth people do on an alien planet? And I figure something like that. So they didn't know who saved them, but since everybody saw an angel, they just decided to merge all those religions together that believe in a higher power, that believe in angels, and thank all of them. Now, Burnham was raised Vulcan, so they don't believe in anything except science and rationale. Joanna, her parents didn't grow her up, raise her believing anything, which is weird for a Nigerian. Very, very weird.
I thought that was weird too.
But. Right. But whatever. It's 200 years in the future. Fine. But Pike did grow up spiritual, and
I'm like, y'all didn't have no tribal religion or nothing.
Right. I mean, African. We all are going to believe in something. Okay. That was lame.
I guess it was like, you know what? We're not going to be stereotypical. We go. Yeah.
But honestly, you can't walk past Nigeria without one of them saying like, thank you, Jesus. Like, literally. I'm not even kidding. Sorry if there's anyone watching that's upset by that. But from my experience, it's true. So Pike was like, listen, we cannot interfere with this culture because of, I want to say the Prime Directive, but it's not the Prime Directive yet. I wrote it down. I can't read my writing. General Order 1. So if they don't have warp capabilities, if they don't have any technology, they're not allowed to interfere with their society. They're like, okay, we're coming down to see what's going on. The red dot brought us here. We don't know why, but we can't tell them that Earth still exists, that there's Earth people with amazing capabilities and what's happened over the last 200 years. So let's go to Tilly. What do you think of Tilly's arc?
Man, well, Tilly, yeah, well, she's trying to help Stamets, so that he doesn't have to be the vessel anymore for the warp drive. And so she's kind of like, you know, trying to get a piece of that rock so that she can turn that technology in to be, you know, to take Stamets' place. And so because he confided in her, telling her about seeing his husband in the what is it, mycelial network. And I was like, it was cute. It was cute. And so he's just like, you know, he doesn't want to go through that and keep reliving it. He's already decided that he wants to leave. We found out in the last episode. And so he's like, look, you know, I'm really not with this, but he had to in the moment to help them jump so that, like Miri said, they can go and you know, help this distress call, answer this distress call. And so Tilly, while she's trying to get a piece of that rock, she it kind of like explodes. Well, like she said, goes boom.
Oh yeah.
And she's knocked out. And when she comes to, she sees this other, like she thinks it's her colleague, but I'm like, we've never seen her before. And so she's trying to help her, you know, figure things out. And so she's seeing her all along. And I was like, it's something off about her.
Right.
Also, isn't that the girl from the Maiden's Tale, the Handmaiden's Tale?
I knew she looked familiar. I'm not sure who she is though.
Okay, but anyway, she's like nobody else is talking to her, so I'm like, it's something to this. But anyway, so Tilly, she's in sick bay or whatever, and Saru comes in. They have a little moment together where he's telling her, you know, you don't have to push yourself so hard or be the, you know, try to make a new discovery or do this and do that. He talks about his feelings and how he tried to overachieve and, you know, kind of like you know, wiped himself out, drained him of energy, you know, early on because he was trying so hard to prove himself. And so he's like, look, you need to take care of yourself, be good or whatever. And of course, she's not listening to any of that because she's like, no, you know, we need to help because they like, did you already talk about the
I haven't gotten there yet.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So unbeknownst to the landing party, the outside rings around this planet are so full of radiation, but now they're starting to break down and starting to come down toward the planet. They've got a matter of minutes to figure out how to save their captain and Burnham and Joanna and the planet. And so Tilly works it out with her imaginary friend May. I wrote it down. Praise. I'm so glad. So she and May kind of work out, you know, there's a reason why there's this huge, highly magnetic, super heavy asteroid on this ship. And it is to be used to save this planet. So everything is connected, and I love that. So
I do too, because last week we were like, why would they get such a huge piece of this rock? Like, why would they do this? Why would they risk almost destroying the ship to get it, and then turns around they need it so that they can save them?
That was amazing. And like the people on the planet would not have known anything was going to happen until they blew up. Like that was absolutely insane. And so Tilly figures that if they can whip the Discovery around a couple of times, like doing a donut.
She's like, yeah, we're going to do a donut.
She was like, can you do a donut? She's like, yes. I love her so much. And so they figure out they do a donut and fling the asteroid out at enough of a speed, then it is heavy enough because the smallest chunk ruined an entire table. Like it should not have done anything like on plink. And so they're thinking that it'll take all of the pieces away from the Earth and just jettison it elsewhere. And so my favorite part is when they jump into the middle of the rings and she's like, initiating donut maneuver, like click, click.
It was
awesome.
It really was.
I love nerds. I love nerds so much. And so May just like literally appears. So she's like, good job, Stilly. And the doors are closing and I'm like, and she's like, wait a minute, Stilly? And she remembers that she had a junior high friend that called her that. And that friend is now deceased. But she's seeing her, you know.
I'm like, oh my. I kind of figured I had a feeling that was what was going on, but when it was real, I was still like, like.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen with Tilly. I think this is going to be kind of
pretty hard.
Yeah.
And it did blow up. Like she was holding it when it exploded.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's only the mental trauma or if that was her reacting with the dark matter also. So
it might be a little bit of both.
Like I think this is going to be like, I think it was like the one of the earliest episodes of the first season when Stamets was brushing his teeth and we saw his reflection still standing there. And I was scared to death. And it took like 8 more episodes to figure out who that reflection was. It's going to be like that, I feel like. We're going to have to remember.
She also said she was with her. She was like, I was with you when you had your accident. So.
Oh.
I'm like.
Wonder. That's weird.
Yeah. Well, when Tilly first woke up and she's like, yeah, I was right there and I saw it. And
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm scared now.
So I'm like, when she says that, like, what does she mean? Like, has she been there watching her all along, like looking over her like a guardian angel, or
the sinister?
Right.
So let's get back to the planet because I'm scaring myself. So they Pike and Burnham and Joanna reconvene in the church and they're like, okay, we've got to turn off the distress call and we've got to find that camera footage and see what we can do to help these people. And so Jacob shows up, he comes back down and he was like, I knew it. I knew you guys were humans from Earth and I know that Earth still exists and I know that you guys managed to recover from the war and I know that you guys are technologically advanced and I need to prove it and take me with you.
He had the lowdown. I'm like, wait a minute, who been feeding you information? Because he knew everything. Yeah. But I mean, I guess it makes sense that you would have evolved.
Right. Exactly. Like, the idea is like you think about in the 60s when they first made Star Trek, just like coming up with this idea in the first place. Like, so we always have in the year 2000, we thought we'd have flying cars, stuff like that. And so Pike was just like, we have to lie to this guy because Prime Directive, General Order 1, whatever. And, he knocks them out and he steals their stuff and he's trying to take it to their leader and show him like, for real, like Earth is still intact. They're doing better than we ever thought we would be able to do. And the little girl is playing with the phaser.
I was like, why?
And it was like, it was like slow motion. Joanna's like, no. And Pike just runs out and lays on top of it, Captain America style, like he's putting out a grenade. My God, today. And so that's when I would have broke character at that point. But Michael, good head on her shoulders. You know,
man, when she said, "Let us go to church and pray for a miracle," I was dying. Oh my God. He was like, save him with your technology. She's like, no, we're going to go to church and pray for a miracle. I'm like, Michael, I don't know if I would have been able to do it. Like,
I would have been like, give me the pack. Let's do this.
I just knew they was about to take the packet. They was about to heal him with a drop of tea or something. I don't know.
Right. Well, let's go pray.
They didn't have nothing with them. They didn't have anything.
Right. But then that was at that very moment where the Discovery was able to beam them up. And Jacob was able to see a little bit. And the All Mother, she was like, the angel took them up and saved them. Yay. And he's like, yay.
He's like, nah, that ain't what happened though.
Right.
He was like, that ain't this ain't that. No.
Right. And okay, you're going to make fun of me because I had a bit of a shipping moment when Pike is healing his ribs. Like she said, it's like a Klingon playing a xylophone. So no laughing. I thought it was really cute that Michael made him laugh. She's going to
oh my God. Don't tell me you started shipping them right then, because I did too. I am horrible. Oh my God. I was like, now I need fan fiction. And that's exactly what I said. I was talking to the TV, I guess, because there was no one else there. I was like, now I need fan fiction.
Amen.
That was it. That was all I needed. I just need somebody to go write that.
Just adorable with each other. And how she talked to him and she was like, listen, the human spirit, like, we are their people. She was like, she's like, I would go back down and tell Jacob the truth, because his whole legacy, the legacy of his family, the scientists, like, he's been waiting for this for centuries, for years. And she's like, but I'm not a captain, but that's what I would do. And then Pike goes down and talks to Jacob. That was the sweetest moment.
It really was. It was so adorable. I really appreciated him more for that. And then he makes the trade. So he gets the footage.
Yes.
And they also get their battery power source back. So they can now have light in the church so people can go and worship. Mm-hmm. Which they had stopped doing since they didn't have power because the battery pack went out.
Exactly.
So however long ago.
Right. Oh, and I forgot to say, before he went down, Michael went on and told Pike that she had seen the angel that the people in the church were talking about. And when Pike reviews the footage from the soldier's body cam, he now has seen the angel as well. And I'm like, oh, the plot thickens. So this episode, like I said, is the trekkiest Star Trek episode I've ever seen, which was amazing. Like, I feel like this is a discovery that we've been waiting for, and it's perfect. I love every minute of it. And it's a group effort. It's really an ensemble cast now. I feel like the first season, we really needed to get to know Michael really deep down. And though she's still the center of it, which I still appreciate, like, everybody's able to get their shine. So I feel like this season is so good. What do you think, Denise?
No, I agree. Just everything you said. It's really good. I feel like it's evolving, coming together.
Oh, so good. So good. All right. So till next week. Hey.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.